Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Are we glad that we are on the weekend? I know I am. I'm tired. Had a busy week this week. Had a lot of trades, a lot of money made, and very, very good week for me. It was turned out really well for me. How'd it go for you guys? Everybody else make money this week? Changing my. Hey, John. Good job, Andy. Let me adjust my filters here. I'd say my mic is probably screaming at you. See if that's a little bit better. Yeah, yesterday was interesting. I'll give you that. The whole week has been interesting, actually. There we go. So now I got my audio turned up where I want it. And we're going to talk about how to take emotions out of trading. That's the number one problem people have is they see the signal, they think about it, and then by the time you think about it and then get in, the move's already happened. That's the biggest problem with everybody. It's because you're afraid to pull the trigger. We all are. I am. I struggle with it every day, and I'm really pulling in some contracts. I'm deciding on, should I go in 2 contracts, 10 contracts, or whatever. And sometimes I'll pull in and I'll jump in 10 contracts on something or 12 or whatever, and know that I'm right. And then as soon as you hop in, you'll immediately move your stop down because you know you're right and the market's wrong. So the problem is when you move that stop down away, you're just going to lose more money. And that's what you have to do. You have to keep your stops where they should and then just take it. One person says, I go in too often and most times wrong direction. Correct. Because you're trading hope. You're not trading according to signals. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is how to trade by signals. What is it? What is the signal? And how can I enter correctly? And, what should I do next? So let me look at my recording here. Let's see here. Yeah, that's where I want it. I'm not giving, I hide my time frames and such on these charts. And the reason I do is because I don't want the public to know what we're doing necessarily. These are we're going to be talking about SpyBot tonight, how it can just trade for you. And I don't give up my data to the public. Now with the SpyBot users, I give everything. I give the settings in detail. I train you how to do it. I train you how to use it. And we do live training every week. This week we had 2 trainings on SpyBot. We'll probably end up doing another one this weekend. And I also record those, and they can go back and rewatch them. So if you miss it, then you can watch it. The public webinars, if you miss it, you miss it. So the one tonight, I'm going to post on YouTube tonight. So when we get done, this thing will be made public. This one will. Some of the things I might be a little bit vague on, and it's because the settings that I use are for the SpyBot users only. And that's how we do that. And we keep everything kind of confidential a little bit. When the market's moving too fast, you go in the wrong direction. Yes, when the market's moving fast, I'll be honest with you, a lot of times I just stay out. Like NQ, for instance. What we're looking at right now, this is NQ. This is the time chart for NQ. And this is the London session. And now on this one, we have the Ranger indicator on there. I will not trade a chart without the Ranger indicator or the mover. Those are the 2 things I have to have on there. I don't care if the bot's running or not. But here's the mover, this red line and the green. And then we have this up in here, these zones and so forth. That's your Ranger. Ranger indicator. It's the two most important indicators you'll ever have on your chart. Not because I own them and want to sell them, but that is just it. I have a ton of indicators on my website, but I'm telling you, these two right here are the best, by far the best. And that's what I use on my charting every day. What times are typically the life training? Usually mornings. What times are typically the life training? Usually mornings. I don't really understand that. The life training. Maybe that's a typo and I'm not getting it. Repost that so I know what you're talking about. Mornings, and I'm going to show you how we trade London market, how we trade US Open, how we trade the afternoon, or actually the morning of the US Open, and also the afternoon of the US Open. We have other ones that will trade in the evenings. I didn't have time to get those put up, but I did give you like four different, one, two, three, four, four different ones, two different bots. So we're going to talk about the mover bot and we're going to talk about the super trend bot. This one is for the London session. On the London session, I have some settings that I have given to the SpyBot users, and they are pretty spot on. Very seldom it will lose money. I mean, all these settings, I won't say that you never lose money because that'd be a lie. I'm not going to lie to you. You will lose money sometimes, and what you have to do is you got to know your risk management, and you got to know when to say enough's enough. And there was one person that was trading this week, and it was actually yesterday. I personally, and I'm going for a lot of money, but I personally have $1,000 cutoff. If I lose $1,000, I'm done. I don't care how good the market's going or whatever, I'm done. I might jump back in with some micros and try to trade it up to get back under the $1,000. But if I lose another $200 on micros, I'm definitely done. So the max on me is $1,200, and I'm trading a large account. So a lot of people say, well, my max is $5,000 cut off or this or that. Well, I'm just frugal. I'm tight. I want my money. I don't want to give it back. So for me, once I lose $1,000, and I might not even get to 1,000 before I switch to micros, and then just try to trade it up. And I'll usually, when I go micros, I will do MNQ a lot, and I'll do MES a lot. Those two are the ones I usually trade. I hardly ever trade YM. I haven't traded RTY all week. Matter of fact, this week I did a lot of options, and I'm going to show you something on that. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that without showing my account number. But I may just have to copy and paste it. That's probably what I'll end up doing. And I'll show you how much money I've got in my account and everything. I started off with $500 on it doing some options. So we're going to talk about a little bit of everything tonight. But let's get back to this, the futures, the future contracts. So on this one, what we're trading here is NQ, and this is the mover bot. This is untouched. This is turn it on according to the settings that I give everybody. And this is the actual trades. There are no other trades. Like back through here, there are no other trades. It did not enter. This is the only trade that it would have taken based on the settings that I give. On this one, you would have made $1,545. You would have had a $4,000 investment. And look at this. No drawdown. It hit right here and then went. There wasn't even a penny drawdown. Very good London session today. Now, there's times that you're going to have some drawdown. And I won't go into how much that drawdown is because it's in the settings. But sometimes you'll have drawdown. Sometimes you'll have a losing trade. And we have session P&L set up on that particular one. I don't run a session P&L when I'm running a bot because I want to be in control. I want to know that maybe I've got a session P&L $500 loss, and it hits it, and then the bot shuts off only for it to get in something that was going to be a $4,000 winner. So I personally don't run a session P&L. The session P&L is for someone that doesn't understand risk management and can't do it themselves. When you see that you've lost money, go up here and hit your pause button and be done with it. Or just close it out. Some days this bot will not trade right on the London session, but I don't know the exact percentage, but it's a very high percentage. 80 to 90% of the time is going to win. It just makes money. It's an ATM machine. So on this one we had 1545. So this was the London session. The first trade was just after opening, actually a good bit after opening, and it closed 30 minutes later. So this is a 30-minute trade, 1545. So does anybody have any questions on this particular one before I move on to the next one? I've got 4 charts I'm going to show you, and I'm totaling out how much is on each one. So this one was the London session. A lot of you will not get up for that. I don't. I used to get up for this and trade it. Here lately, I've just been lazy. I don't get up till. And sometimes I don't even get to my office until after the bell's rung. I just get lazy, and then I just trade up in the afternoon. So the next one we're going to go to is this one. This is our U.S. Open. Okay, now I'm going to show you. It's got a bad trade there. It's got several good trades, but what we do. It's when you make this first trade, turn it off. Yes, you made money here. Yes, you made money here. Yes, you made money there. But that's not this strategy. You can trade it any way you want, but the bot would have kicked this on exactly this way. Okay, so to understand, you didn't initiate the trades. You turned it on, and the bot trades for you. Yes, David, that is true. I never touched this for these trades to happen or that other one. The bot did everything 100%. And in the bot, we have certain times that we turn it on. Some people will run these bots unattended. I don't agree with that. I think you should always be in front of your computer when this thing's on for 2 reasons. To manage it, because sometimes you can make more money than the bot can by just moving your profit targets and stuff. So let me go back to this one here. Let's see here. This one. No, not that one. Not that one. This one here. So, like this one here, for instance. See how we have the Ranger zones on there? This would tell us a lot. When we get down into this zone, I would have taken this trade right here, and I would have brought, when it pushed down, I would be at least having my stop halfway. So my stop would have been a minimum halfway here. So from up here is 440, right there is 605. So there's roughly $200 or so that you could have made extra. But here's another thing. We're only looking for one trade. And with the way this is moving, when this comes down in here, you put your stop above the zone. When you put your stop above the zone, then you go ahead and take profit. This one, when we barely touch into it, I don't set my stop down there, but I would probably be halfway, so I probably would have got stopped out here. But then again, maybe I went ahead and took my profit down here for 750 instead of the, what do we get up here? This is 440, so there's $300 more I could have made on this by manually controlling it. But the bot actually did this trade here 100%. I had nothing to do with it. That's based on our settings that I put on the website. And honestly, $1,545 and you're done for the day. I mean, this is from 30 minutes of trading at the London session. And I'll tell you what it was. This was 3:30 to 4 o'clock. To 4 o'clock. So 3:30 in the morning to 4 o'clock Eastern time. 30 minutes right there. And you're up $1,545 on a $4,000 trade. Okay. So the next one we're going to go to and see how we have. Now, me personally, when I'm doing this, and you can see a live video of me trading, I made $1,200 and some odd dollars, $1,241 I think. And what I did is you can watch me moving my stop, and I grab a hold of my stop, and like when this thing pushes up in here, my stop is going to be at the bottom of this zone minimum. But I have a open range high right here, this yellow line, not this one, that's an orange, and here's the yellow. But when I have that, I'm thinking it's going to go ahead and push through, but since it didn't, it's going to pull down. I would have had my stop at the bottom of this zone at the minimum, because it probably would have pushed through, but it didn't. So I would have made, just by me running this bot, so $640, I would have got an extra $30 out of it. But $30 is $30. I'll take $30. I'll drive a few blocks to get $30. And so here it is. I would have made a little more money doing that. On this one here, we see the profit target is here, but we've got our zone up here. This one, I would have moved, get that on there. I would have moved my profit target up to here, to the bottom of this zone. Maybe I move it up to here, but I definitely would have been there. So instead of $500, I get $675. These first two, I never move. That's $400 easy money, and that gets me in the game. So I take my $400 and then I try to move and to get more money up here. Where do the purple, red, and green vertical shadings come from? That is the Ranger indicator. If I take this off, to give you an idea of what the bot would actually look like without it. So we're going to go ahead and go to here. And we're going to take that one off, and we're going to take this one off. The bot would actually look like this right here. That's what you'd be looking at. You have no idea where anything's going. This orange line is me. That's my manual. That's a new indicator I'm working on, so I got to leave that on there. But without having the Ranger, you have no idea where you're going. You just have this chart with these, blue bars and dots. You have no idea what to do. So you don't know that right here is a zone. You don't know that this right here is the open range high. You don't know. So I have all of that put on every chart that I'm running. Now you can see this one's set up for a US Open. And we'll come back down. We're going to turn this one on. And then my mover indicator, that is my direction. So as long as this thing is green, that mover indicator is green, I know that I'm good to go. And when it crosses back across this mover, that's when I need to get out. So when this bar closed under it, that is my exit on this right here. That's what I use it for. So even with using the bot, the Super Trend bot, I have the Ranger indicator on so I can see what's going on. Now if I take this back to where you can see it a little better, this is our open range from here to here. Now it made more money coming down through here, and you would have made more money if you'd have left it on. That's not the strategy though. The strategy, get one trade, shut it off. So this one we made 1545 on the London session one. We made 1545 on the London session. We made 1540 on this one. So now we're up to $3,085. We didn't have any drawdown here, but see, there's 22. So what do we have in drawdown? We had right there. So we had $460 drawdown. That's nothing. $460 drawdown on a $4,000 move. I mean, that's what, 10%. That's nothing. So we had this, and then when you come up, you made $400 here. You could have turned all of them off and made $800 right there if you wanted. But we have two more targets. We have actually one more target. We have a target here and a target there, and then we have our runner. This runner, we could have taken profit up there if we wanted. Let's say we did. So if we went ahead and took it all the way at the top, which you wouldn't have got the top, we know that. But there's $865 compared to the $640 that it took. So there's $200 and some right there, the extra you could have got. So the bot has a target, and you manually move the bot's target. I personally do based on the Ranger. Now this right here, there is no movement. The bot did all of this. A person never touched this. This is what the bot did. Now me, like I said, I let it take these first two, and then my second target, I would have been at the bottom of this zone minimum, so I would have picked up some extra money there. And then when this thing pushed up, I would have had this one brought up to the bottom of the zone, because I don't want to make less than what this other one did. So I'm going to have it right there. So, and then, if it goes ahead and pushes up, then what do? When it pushes through this up here and goes up, I'm going to bring it up here to the yellow line. When it pushes above this, I'm going to bring it up to here. Now the bot is going to be moving according to these blue dots. So the blue dots would already be up in here somewhere. But I want to protect that profit and get as much as I can with it. So I'm going to move my targets, but you don't have to. You don't have to move them. But you're going to make more money on this particular bot if you move your targets. And we're going to show you that 2 more slides. So does anybody have any questions about the super trend trading the open? Yeah, we're at 3,085. This is real money. If you would have had these bots turned on, this is what it would have done with my settings that I provide. You would be up $3,085. I know a lot of people that would don't even make that a month. And we did it in 30 minutes the first session, and then this one is this one's less than a minute. So this one's 29. Well, actually, it's 29.59. We'll call it 30 for number's sake. It's actually 1 second before, and it exited. It's 35-second trade. 35 seconds. You had $1,540. I like to get to my trading computer at 7:30. Trade if possible and done by 10:30 possible. Yes. With these 2 trades right here, see, I think you're not Eastern time if I remember right. Are you Eastern, David? I'm thinking you were. Okay, you are Eastern then. Okay, I knew you were right on the border. So 10:30 a.m. This one would be done by 9:30 a.m. So, and the times I'm talking about are Eastern time for the new people. I live in South Carolina. Matter of fact, I took the convertible with the top down out today. So any of you northern people, sorry. It was 70 degrees today. So this would be done by 9:30. These 2. This one trades usually within 5 minutes. This one's done on the U.S. Open. And then the Lennon session, it trades right at the open. Actually, we started at 2:30 in the morning, and it stops at 5 in the morning. So, somewhere on through there, once you get your first good trade, then just shut it off. It will take more than one good trade, but get a good trade, get your money, and be done. You might get in a bad trade. Same with this one here. This one could have been a bad trade. It turned out you made money here. This one, you lost money. You wouldn't have lost this much money, and I teach how not to. Once you start pushing up, you go ahead and bring your stop up here to where you have a break even. So this one would not have actually lost. It would just been a break even. And then you would have made money on this one. This one right here, you would not have taken because we are in a downtrend. And when we are in a downtrend, we just reach up here and turn the longs off so that it don't even take it. So actually this one here, you probably wouldn't have even taken. Actually, this one you would have, but you would not have taken this long here because we were below the yellow line. So that one we would have not even entered, and then you would have made money on this one as well. So you could have made a lot more money on this, but I don't have it figured because the strategy is one trade. So you have the super trend bot on the Ranger indicator. Yes, that is exactly right. I never have my Ranger indicator and mover off of my chart. They're always on. The only time I take them off is if I am looking for levels, and if I go to like a 4-hour chart or something like that, and I'm looking for like these levels, which this didn't come from a 4-hour. This come from I think it's a 30 minutes what this come from. It's a new indicator I'm building. It's going to be called the SPY Money Balance. That's what it's going to be called. It's actually really good too. If I don't have an example of it yet, but it puts a line across your chart, and with that line, if you're below it, you short. If you're above it, you go long. And there's certain criteria for it, and it's actually working really well. I might, I don't know if I will or not, but I might build a bot for it. It's kind of hard to build a bot for it because it gets on that line and it'll chop. And it'll end up costing you money sometimes, so I probably won't. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. No more questions on this one. I'm going to go ahead and move to the next one. We got 4 charts to go over. The last one's going to be the longest one. And it's the super trend, actually. Okay, so do you ever trade CL? I don't. I've traded CL, I think, maybe 3 times. I don't really know anything about it. And these indicators will trade CL with no problem. I don't have any settings for them. But if you would lease the bot and need some help with it, then I can do some back testing and try to find settings. It's just not something I do. I get that asked often. I've just never been into the oil part. I don't know anything about it. I trade NQ, ES, and RTY. Those are the three I trade. I like the bot on NQ best because it moves. On the super trend, you need something that moves. ES, I'll never even trade this on ES. I don't even know if I've even tried finding settings on ES for it. All right, so we're gonna go to the next one. So this one is the SpyBot mover, the same one we ran on the London session. Now this one runs at after 10 o'clock, and it's usually done by 5-10 minutes. It's usually done. This one right here took 30 minutes of trading, and this one started at 10:11 is where this is, and it ended at 10:30. So we're looking 19 minutes. It made $1,100, and the gross profit from before, or let's see, actually this right here, that should not be. This one should be 1,100. I don't know why I copied that over. So you have 1,100, and then you have the mover on the London session 1545. The super trend was 1540, and now you have the mover right here is a total. Let's see, actually this should just be gone. That's what it is. That shouldn't even be on there. The gross profit is 4250. That's what this one is. Yeah, because we got 3,000, 1,100, and 150. So between these three, you've got 4250, which is right here, and you add that up. Now we're at $7,335. Now, yes, in the morning. This would be 10 a.m. Eastern time. Is when I start on this one. And there's a certain time frame chart and stuff that I use, and different settings. And there's also, you can't just trade this one by the time I teach you how to look for the past history to make sure that you want to take long shorts or whichever. This one right here, the way it was going, is one you would have just turned on and left on. Typically this one, what we're doing is we're looking for one good solid trade. And this one never got the full trade, but you could have turned it off right here and been fine. That's 262.50 times 4, because you got 4 contracts. And yeah, if you're running one contract on this one, you can do that. The other 2 charts I showed you are based on the 4 contract. That's how they run, because they're staggered in. They're scaled out rather. You go all in and scale out. Where this one is, you're all in and all out. That's the way it works. You're looking for a certain target. So on this one, you wouldn't have made much here, but again, I would not have had my stop here. When this went down, my stop would have been right there. So if I was manually trading this bot, my stop would have been there. So instead of 37.50, I'd been 287.50, which would have been 250, be 5,000. 30, 75, 150, be 1150 is what I would have made on this right here. So I would, because I would have my stop down here, and I teach how to do that. The bots do pretty good, but what you're looking for on a bot is the average for the last 30 days. That's what we're looking for. So the bot doesn't know what today is. It just knows that in the past, this has been average what has happened. So when you have the Ranger indicator like this one, if you don't have the Ranger indicator, you don't know where your zones are. So without the Ranger indicator, you're really just kind of throwing darts in the wind. You don't know where it's going to land. So what you want to do is have the Ranger indicator on there, and you can run any indicator you want, any one that you've even got with the bot. You can run all of them as long as it don't change your bars. Then you're fine. They can change the colors of them, but you have to run a certain bar. Like this one's just a regular Japanese candlestick is all this is. And as long as you run the regular bar, you can run any other indicator with a bot. In this case, I would have made more money because there's no way I would have allowed this thing to pull back and go all the way up here to stop out. Once it pushes through that zone, my stop is going to be either at the bottom or the top, one of the two. And I probably would have it at the top because this will sometimes come up to the zone and then come back down. So I usually have it at the top. That's usually where I have it. But you have to know where those zones are, and the Ranger indicator, it knows where the zones are and puts it on your chart for you. So there's no guessing. It puts the zones. You also have Fibonacci lines you can put on there. There's a lot of things that the Ranger indicator will do for you. So even if you're not going to lease the bot, then the Ranger indicator and the mover, if you just have those two, you can make a lot of money just off those two. But if you're really having troubles with the entries and so forth, the bot's going to be perfect for you. I hate Renko bars. They lie to you. They're not truthful. Renko bar is just, it's the worst bar you'll ever use. A lot of people use them because they don't understand candles. You need to learn how to read candles. Like this right here is a double bottom. You know, that's a double bottom. You got an inside bar, and then look. It's a green inside bar. This tells me that it's going to go up. This right here is the big bearish candle. And when you have an inside green bar, that is a reversal, especially off of a double bottom. These are the things I teach in the VIP room as well. So if you're not part of the VIP club, then join it. There's a lot of videos that we've already recorded. And we're going to be doing one on the candlesticks and so forth here real soon, probably next week, that we'll be doing one. I started an options class training on it. There was not enough attendance, so I canceled it. People just, they're not interested. I can do options, equities, futures, Forex. I can trade anything. Renko bars, no. I'd never use them. Occasionally, I will throw one on the chart, and as soon as I get it on there, I thought, what am I doing? This is foolishness. You can't tell what's going on. Your candles tell you the story. Once you know your candles, you know what's going to happen. I mean, you're not 100% by no means, but you pretty well, I mean, you see a double bottom and inside bullish candle, that's a reversal. Right here, you have another one. Here's your bearish candle. Then you got an inside bullish, and then pop. It come back down, but it did pop out when you have that. So you could have picked up, there's 69.25 up to, you could have picked up 4 points right there. A lot of people are only looking for a couple points on ES, and that's what this is ES. So on this one, we made $1,100. That brings our total to $73.35 because we've now traded 3 bots at 3 different times. So right now, it is about 10:30. You're done. David, this one right here, if you would have stopped at 10:30, then you would have $7,335 today. That's not to say it will be that way Monday, but today, that's where you would be. These are all current charts. If you look back into history, it's not always going to make money every day, but when you run 3 different times, usually one of those is going to offset any kind of loss that another one might have. So, yeah, the David, those Renko bars, but they do lie to you. They're based on a tick. They lie. You can't trade by them. And I'll even show you when we get done. I'll pop up a Renko bar and I'll put it on the Ranger indicator. The Ranger bot won't even trade a Renko because it's looking for something. $1,000 a day, shoot, you can just trade the open with the super trend and you'll have $1,000. You make it every day. And then on this next chart, you're really gonna like this. This next one is just like, it's just gonna freaking blow your mind. So we're at $7,335 right here. Pretty good money. And the only thing we did, we traded 4 contracts of NQ and 4 contracts of ES. So we had 1, 2, see the mover was ES. So there's going to be, oh no, I'm sorry, that's NQ. So there's $4,000 trade there. And the super trend at open, it's a $4,000 trade. And the mover right now that we're looking at is a $2,000 trade because it's on the ES. And then now, let's go ahead and go to this next one. This one here, man, it looks like a big mess. Now, I've shrunk this up so you can see it better. But the gross profit is $5,685. Now, remember, at 10:30, I said, we're going to go ahead and take us a break. We're going to grab some lunch and we're going to use the bathroom. We're going to kind of chill out a little bit. Maybe we take the golf cart down to the beach. That's what I usually do around noon. You take off down there, kind of get your thoughts together. You've got the London session closing at 11 o'clock, so things start dying off. And we know that, all the traders go to lunch at noon, so why do you want to be there? That's usually when you'll lose money. Now, I'm going to show you that this bot will make money during that time, but let's just take a break. Let's go ahead and enjoy our life. We're going to go out there and relax a little bit. Do whatever you want to do. Maybe you just like to go out in the garage and sit and tinker on a car or whatever you want to do. Or maybe you're a woman in here that likes to shop, or even a man likes to shop. They both do. But maybe you want to go out and there's a certain time to get some deals. Maybe you want to catch some lunch at the local cafe and hang out with your friends and stuff, and whatever you want to do. Just take a break. So now that you've taken a break, then you come back. What time does the market usually take off in the afternoon? Anybody? Everybody knows this answer. If you trade, you know this answer. You think 1:30? Anybody else? I'll show you 1:30. But you're go out and shovel snow in the cold. Yeah, John. Not me, buddy. Kelly, he's in here, and he likes to get me down the road because I always talk about how warm it is where I am and how cold it is where he is. And he posted on my Facebook here last week and says, "How's the weather down there?" And I said, "I don't know. I've been in my office since 5 a.m." And so then I looked on Facebook and I saw some of my friends down here that had snow all over the ground. I thought, daggone, I missed. I looked outside and the snow was already gone. It was like an hour away. Yeah, Canada's cold. My cousin has a place up there in the Montreal area. And I don't know why in the world anybody want to live up there. It's just cold all the time. Nice place. It's very beautiful. So 1:30. We've got 1:30 is the only time we've got on here. So let's go ahead and talk about, start at around 2:30. This one, the first trade's at 2:22. Now this trade before it was a winner. I'm not hiding anything. I'll go back and show you this. But right here is going to be a trade. The first exit is always $400. The second one is always $500. There's $900 right off the bat. And if you just let the bot run, on this one right here is $1,485. Now I know that there's a couple people in here that would just like jump up and down in joy if they just made $1,485 a day. And if you can make $1,485, and this one started 22:14 and was done by 35:06, so you're looking, what, 11 minutes? 13 minutes. 13 minutes, $1,485. But let's not stop there. We got another trade coming. Now we've got another 1,000 here and 14, so there's $1,400 more dollars. Now you're up over 2,800. Let's go ahead and take another trade, Brad. So right here we have another $1,400, and now we're $4,200. And then we have this loser right here. And I'm going to show you something. This loser, this is why you don't run a bot without being there. When this thing comes down and doesn't continue, you want out. And see how this mover's in here? I would get out right here. I would not allow this thing to go any further. My stop would be here, which is 75 and 74. There's 4-point stop. That's going to be $320 loss right there. Okay, $320 right here. My stop is not going to be up here and take that big, huge loss, because that is 71 to 80. So that's a 15-point loss, so that's going to be $1,200 loss right here. But why would you allow something to keep on going? You wouldn't. You just wouldn't, especially when it's in a bullish run. And there's your other thing. See how it's going up? As soon as you have this pull back, this is just a little pullback for this to extend up. That's all that is. And I teach you in the classes. Matter of fact, we had this training last night, and it's recorded in the step. Was that step 4? I think it is of the SpyBot step 4 course of showing the trainings and stuff. It's either 4 or 5. So I went over all this on how to use this bot effectively to make the most money. You're going to have some losses in here, but what you have to do is manage those losses. Your risk management has to be, to where you can afford to trade this. Now, when you lose the $300 there, as far as the 300, say $320 right here, look at all this other money you made to get there. Okay. So then we come up here, and then we have another one. This one is going to be the same. Now, what I teach is once this starts pushing up, don't let it come back and lose more money than what this one here is. Once you've taken this profit target, your stop needs to be right up there once it gets going. Now, the difference between this one right here and the very top, which you wouldn't have got, is $150. So it's not a whole lot. And this is, see, 1237, this is like 1 minute's worth of trading right here. So when you go up, you want to make sure that when you come back across this mover, you're out, which would be the $500. So you would have made $500 here instead of this down here. So that's why I moved this up here. Now, this one right here, you would have actually been, if you'd have waited, $345. You still made good money. But why would you let something keep on pulling back just to stop out and go short again when you could take profit up here? Once you have this mover indicator on there as well, this is your direction. This is telling you at the minimum you got out right here, the minimum. So you're in Montreal too. Great. You'll have to inbox me, and I'll tell you who my cousin is. You'll probably know him. It's quite well known up there. So then we have this one right here. I didn't even count this one in the in this number over here. Once you get in there and get 2, 3, 4 trades, shut it off. You don't need to trade all day. Yes, you could have made more money. And this one right here, look what you would have made if you had traded this. So let's see here. So the London session 1545, the US Open 1540, the mover 4250, the super trend in the afternoon that we just looked at is 5,645. That's a total of $11,000 today. And you were done, if you had traded this, you would have been done completely at 315. Is when you would have been done. And you had a very nice lunch break in there. You had no emotion in this because the bot did it for you. The only thing that you could have done and made a little more money than what these numbers are is manage your stop. When you manage your stop, you're going to usually, not always, but usually make more money if you manage that stop. And even your profit targets, like right here, you've got, that's a big zone from here all the way up to there. It didn't even make it. But we did have our pre-market high right here, and we're coming up. I never move that first target. Okay, so my first two, I want my $400, and then we'll move these others. This one here, I might have moved my stop up to, or my profit target up to here, which it wouldn't have hit, but I might have moved it up to here because I knew that my pre-market high was right here. And I'm thinking, well, this is probably going to push all the way up to there. So I could have moved this up. And even though it didn't take it, once you do that, you put your stop right here. So once you put this up and this starts pushing up, you put your stop right there on your $500 mark. And then if it doesn't go up there, when it pulls back, you stop out and still make the same money. So that's how you use this bot. The bot will trade on its own, do a very good job, but if you manage it, it does better. Micros, yes, you can trade this on micros. The settings are made for minis. There is a setting in the back of the bot that you enable the micros, and what it will do is it will use the settings on the mini, and then you open up another chart, and so you can move your stops and everything on the micro. Now you can, I don't do it, but you can actually find your own settings that'll work. These settings may work on a micro, I don't know, but they are made for a mini. And yes, micros and minis, the indicators are totally different. They trade different. So that would be up to you. I do not run this on a micro. You can make a lot of money on micros. I mean, on if you had traded everything that we traded today, you would be $1,130, and your maximum trade would have been $400, and you'd made $1,130 today just trading these 4 bots. Actually, it's 2 bots on four different things. Now this right here, see there, we made money there. I didn't even figure that. This one here, we would not have allowed her to stop there. We would have had her stop up in here. You know, actually, when it took those first 2 and pulled back a little and pushed up, your stop would have been minimum there. And then when it pushed up, you would be getting here. So there's $800. You would not have lost money there if you would do as I say. You made $400 there. Why would you leave your stop all the way up here? Minimum, your stop would be there when it crossed that mover. Same thing up here. Across the mover, your minimum stop would be there. That's why it's important to have your ranger indicator and your mover on the chart when you're trading a bot. That way you know where things are. The entry, if you use this bot as an entry, and then you manipulate your stops and your profit targets according to zones and levels, you're going to make more money. Then we got this one, took a long, made money there. We made money on this one right here. That's a lot of money on that one. Let's look at this right here. So just the runner alone, from there to there, is $1,000. Just the runner. Plus you made the $900 here. So there's $1,900 right there. Let's go ahead and show you toward the end of the day. When it gets toward the end of the day, I don't like to run this bot because it will whipsaw a lot at the end. Sometimes you can catch some really good ones, but I don't like to run it past 3:30 or so usually. Right here, this time frame right here is 3:45, and you can start seeing it's starting to chop more, and that's why I don't like to run it then. This one here, you've got this one you wouldn't have lost because you would have put your stop up here. This one you would have made more money because your stop would have been down here. This one you would have lost money, but not that much because you would have brought your stop up once this pulled back to here and then pushed up. Your stop minimum would be right there on the pullback, and then when it started going up and then we closed below that mover, we'd stop out right there. But see this zone in the red, that's not a good place to take a long. Now if it was up here, I'd be willing to take a long in the green, but not down here in the red. This is a downtrend, so you reach up here, turn your longs off, and let it just trade shorts. And then you just get away from all that. You have to look at your past to know what you should do here. And you can manipulate the bot to make it trade better for you. And again, I teach you how to do all that in all the videos. Then we have this one here. You know, we had a short there, a short here, a short here, a short there. If we just taken our longs off, we did make some money on some of the longs, but for the most part, it's been shorts. This one here, we made money on that short. And this is 4 o'clock right here. So you shouldn't trade after 4 o'clock. Although it made money. You know, it made money there. And then at the very end of the day, when it starts just kind of whipping out on Friday, it's just not a good time to trade. Shouldn't be trading then anyway. You ought to be done. So, Dave, you mentioned something about 1:30. So let's go back. Let me find that time. And let me show you what it does. I'm not hiding anything here. When you get to 1:30, which is actually right here, see how this is going sideways? I teach in the courses how to locate this and what points of a zone that you need to be at or more. So in other words, I'm going to make up a number. This is not it. But let's just say it's 20 points or more before the bot will be profitable. If it's under 20, it's not profitable. Now that's not true. That's not the right number. I don't want you all to write this down and say, well, Brad said 20 points. That is not true. That is a fictitious number I made up. Now in the courses, I tell you what that magic number is. And all you have to do is when you get that first bad trade and you're within that range, you just pause the bot and wait until it comes out of that range. You'll miss the first entry out of that range, but that's okay. You're going to have a lot of trades. This trade was at 120. This trade was at 126. This trade was 133. See, it don't take long for a trade to happen based on my settings. So looking back at the 130 time frame, you can see that it's sort of choppy. Now a lot of times you can trade like from noon on and be fine, but I personally like to get something that is closer to 2 o'clock or so. Like right here this is 2 o'clock here, but it is, see this range? I would not be trading it, and it is just staying right in this zone. I actually traded in here manually and scalped this, and I think I made almost $8,000 in this range right here scalping it today. I had a really good day. Really good day. I almost tripled my daily profit that I want to get. And that's only because yesterday I didn't get to trade much. I like to make 10 grand a day, and I think I made 8, so I made up for it today. And actually I blew it out of the water. So on this one, we had our short right there, which got us stopped out there, but it's trading in this range. And if you have the Ranger indicator, you're going to see that you're in this range, this zone, and you don't need to be trading it unless you're manually scalping and knowing what you're doing. You don't want to trade in here. If you're manually scalping, this right here is a paradise because you know you're low and you know you're high, and you just scalp between it. So once you go in, you put your stop down here below that, let it go up. You know you're right there. You put your profit target way up there, and you just candle chase it. So once it gets up there, I put my stop right here, and then once my stop is there, if it comes down and hits it, I take my money, and if it hits it and then takes off, then I look for a new entry. So what I like to look at is from about 2 or 2:30 in the afternoon is usually when we want to trade this particular bot. We can see this right here is in chop. We don't do it. We would have missed this whole trade, but you can see we picked up here. And once we actually broke out of our zone that we're looking for, then we turn everything back on, and then when it pulls back, we will grab that long. And then it grabs that short. And as long as we keep doing that, and we stay within the boundary of the chop zone, I call it, as long as we stay outside of that chop zone, we let it keep on trading. Now, when we are in a long and it's just going up, pulling back, and it's kind of going like this, that's a good indication not to take the shorts, but that short could have come down and bounced off of here and been a very profitable one. So what you do is when that comes down and then immediately pops back up, you just put your stop down here to make it to where you can get out quicker. So it's just a matter of risk management, knowing where to put your stops and so forth. But it works really well. If we traded these 2 bots 4 times today, and we staggered them out, we had a London session, we had a US Open, then we had just after the Open on the mover bot, and then we had late afternoon on the Super Trend. Today's totals have been $1,133 or $11,330. And your max trade would have been $400. You would have not had any drawdown because every trade that you took was a winner trade. So you never had any losing trades to pull money out of your account. The only thing that you would have done is any losses would have pulled out of the profits you made today. So there really wouldn't have been drawdown per se. Your very first trade, I think it was, what was it? I forgot how much it was now. We had like $300 drawdown. I think the very first trade is what we looked at. I think that's what it was. So the very first trade, you had that initial drawdown, and then it made money, and you never saw any loss again after that as far as out of your bank account. There was a losing trade, but it wasn't anything that took out of your initial balance before you started trading that today. So $11,330. So now that we've done that, how do you do this? How do I get started on this, Brad? And that is the part I like. So we're going to go into my website here. And in my website, you can go up here to, if you haven't already done this, if you're not part of our VIP club, sign up for the webinars and new releases. I send out, anytime I do a webinar like I am now, I send out an email to let you know. I don't abuse this. I don't send that many emails on this. You might get a couple a week, maybe. So I don't abuse this, so don't worry about anything like that. I do not sell my list to anybody. No one has my email addresses that I've collected. No one. And I have no intentions of ever giving it to anybody. So when you sign up for this, this is between you and Spy Money. And I'm the one that does this, so any email that comes out is actually done by me. If you're not part of the VIP club, sign up for it. If you are part of the VIP club, there's no reason to do this, because you'll just get, actually it won't double, but you're already on the list if I send out an email. Also, if you're on a SpyBot user, when you lease the bot, you get the VIP club for free. So let's go ahead and talk about that first. So the VIP club, what is it? How does it work? You pay $199 a month. With that, you get 20% off anything on my website except for SpyBot. That's the only thing I don't discount on the VIP. So, and then you get all the courses on my website. So if you're looking to learn more about how to trade, maybe you're having a hard time getting in entries and so forth, and you're wanting to be a better trader. So I give you all the courses for free. It's $199 a month. You get, there's some courses on there that are, $1,000 or something, but this way you get it all for free. As long as you pay your $199 a month, you have those courses. When you cancel that, you lose all that. You get free live training webinars. I do a lot of webinars for the VIP club and also the SpyBot users. Occasionally, I will let a VIP club member see a webinar for SpyBot. If I'm getting into the details of settings and stuff, I do not allow it. So it's only SpyBot members only. You get free access to past recorded webinars. So anything I do, as far as any kind of webinar, I record them all, put them on there. The free training videos, I actually do some videos to where I actually teach you in detail how to trade that's outside of the courses. Then you get the extra training, which is what I just said. Like right now, you're getting a little bit of training for the public, but for the detailed videos and stuff, you're going to have to get into the VIP club. Early releases, I send that out to about everybody. And then if you lease the SpyBot, then you get the VIP for free. So instead of paying, $1,000 a month lease for the bot, you're actually paying $800, and then you got $200 for the VIP club. Is what it amounts to. And as far as the VIP club, what are we talking about? It's just everything, pretty much everything to do with trading. I want you to be a better trader if you're doing SpyBot lease. The better of a trader you are with the SpyBot, the better money you're going to make. And that's why I give all of this to you for free when you lease SpyBot. So how do you lease SpyBot? You come up here to SpyBot Auto Trading Bot. You come down here. It tells you all about it. There is two different ways that you can lease SpyBot. One is you lease it and you do all the setup yourself, which is pretty simple, to be honest. And I have complete videos. I've got 6 courses online. The very first one is how to set it up. I teach you what you need to do to NinjaTrader, because there's a few little things you got to change with NinjaTrader to make a bot work properly. And it's real simple. I give videos on it. There's step-by-step instructions. It's really easy. The people that have the most problem doing this are the people that do not have NinjaTrader. And with NinjaTrader, and I'll actually go over that here in a second, but NinjaTrader, I have a free course on my website. If you just go to NinjaTrader, and I'll show you where it is, and you can get that free course. It don't cost you anything, and I'll let you kind of know how the courses go and so forth. On this one, we have the support, so like the video instructions of how to use SpyBot. I go over all that, show you everything that there is about how to use each bot and what kind of settings you need to use, what is the best way to trade that. Also give support for SpyBot only. I don't support NinjaTrader. If you have a question, most often I will just answer it and tell you how to do it. But I am not NinjaTrader support. I'm not affiliated with NinjaTrader at all. So if you have problems with NinjaTrader, guess what? You need to contact NinjaTrader support. Now, if it has something to do with my bot, I'm going to support that. If you put something in, something's not working right, I'm going to give you 100% support on SpyBot. There is no extra support fees or nothing like that. It's part of your lease. Lifetime updates on everything. So whenever I update a new bot or I make a new bot, you get that bot. You get all of the bots included in the lease. So I think we've got about a dozen of them. I use 3 of them pretty consistent. And the 2 I showed you tonight, and then Ranger. Ranger, I've got to do a few little updates to it before I want to use it at this time. There's a couple things I'm waiting on, and my programmer is actually really behind. You get 1 license per machine. So if you have, you can't share the bots. They won't work. They'll only work on your NinjaTrader. Now you can trade 30 bots at one time if you want. You can do that. It doesn't matter. You can use all of my bots all at one time. You can do that. But you can only use it on one NinjaTrader account. And that means like a machine ID. So if you have 2 computers, that's 2 different ones. You can only use it per computer. So if you have 30 accounts on your NinjaTrader, you can trade it on all 30 accounts. But it has to be on your one PC, I'll say it. No refunds, none whatsoever. Once you lease it, it's yours for a month. If you don't want to lease it anymore, you can go on your account. You can cancel it anytime. You don't even have to talk to me. If you're mad at me, which I don't get anybody really mad at me, but if you just want to cancel it, you're done, then you can do that without even talking to anybody. As long as you cancel it before the credit card gets hit again, there's no issue. Once the credit card's hit, then there's no refund. No guarantee of results. Definitely not. I cannot guarantee that you're going to make money. When you run the bot, this is your risk. 100% your risk. I never told you to turn it on. Nothing. That is 100% you. If you run this bot unattended, I think you're asking for trouble. Things happen. NinjaTrader is very, very glitchy. Sometimes the charts will freeze up or whichever. You need to be there in case something happens. That way you can shut it off. And maybe you get a hung trade. In other words, if once it closes out, maybe it goes in a short by accident or something, and it's going long, but you're in a short. It can deplete your account. So you need to be there in case something happens, so you can stop that. So when you come down to the bottom, there's all kinds of pictures and stuff here. This one over here is the one you need. Now, if you need help installing the bots or so forth, then there's the setup fee here of $400. I used to charge this together all the time for $1,400, but I made some videos and courses in order for you to be able to do it yourself, because it's really repetitive what I was doing. And I thought, well, why can't I just build a course, make it cheaper on them to get in, and then they can do it? Because most people can do this themselves with no issue. If you know how to install an indicator, you can install a bot. It's that easy. You just go to Tools, Import, and actually, let's see here. Let me get my accounts closed here. I'll do positions. You can't see anything there. So you would just go here, go to Tools, and go to Import, and then you come down here to NinjaScript add-on, and when you click on that, you find the file on your PC, and you load it the same way you would load an indicator. Once you do that, then let me look here, make sure I don't have anything I need to hide. Let's see here. Oops. Okay, so all of these are the bots that we have on right now, so I can go ahead and turn these on. Those are all set up on sim accounts, by the way. They didn't trade. Those are historical trades. And the only thing you have to do is go in here. You can turn it off right here and then turn it back on. So if you click this little check mark, that disables it. And if you check it again, it enables it. And then there's if you right click, you can click on edit strategy, and you can go in and edit your settings. That's where you adjust your stops and profit targets and things like that. the settings within the super trend. The super trend is proprietary. That is nothing that I've copied from anywhere. I made that indicator. It is by my specs, and there's no other super trend like that. So even if you took my settings and went somewhere else, they still wouldn't work because it is designed for my super trend. So when you go into the SpyBot auto trading bot, you'll click on right here, and when you click there, let's see here, click that out. And actually that was where I had it in there. Let's sign out, go back. $1,000, it charges you $1,000 right now, and it's a recurring $1,000. So at the end of the month, you'll be paying another one. There's no doubt in my mind you'll continue to pay because you make money. As long as you run it and you run it according to what I say, then the chances of you losing money is going to be very slim. As long as you do as we teach. If you just turn the bot on and let a bot run all the time, you're going to lose money. I promise you. You can't leave a bot on all the time. You will lose money. There's certain times that I like to run them, and there's certain settings that I like to run for each of those times. Just like when we run the super trend on the opening, those settings are different than the settings we run in the afternoon. They're just different. And I supply all those to you, so you'll have them. So the NinjaTrader, let's talk, see here, let's do free. If you type in free at the top, it's going to bring in your NinjaTrader right here. So you can click on this and get it free. So you can't ever say I don't give you anything for free. Tonight was free, a lot of training, and you also get NinjaTrader. I've also got these on YouTube. If you watch them on YouTube, you'll see them there, but there's also in a course. Add it to your cart. There's no credit card necessary. You just go through it, put your name and stuff in it for your account. So whenever you add this to your account, you'll come in here, and let's go ahead and click out of this one so we don't have to have a credit card. This one's zeros. Proceed to checkout. You'll put your name and information in here and whatever password you want. And the reason you do is because you have to log in. When you log in, you need a password to log into your account. That's all this is for. I don't send you all kinds of mail and all that. I don't bother you. And then you click here that you've read the terms and conditions and place your order. And when you do, it's in your account for free, 100% free. And then as far as any other kind of indicators, we talked about the Ranger and Mover. If you type in Ranger at the top, then you come down here and click on the Ranger Mover. It's $11.99. It's cheaper on you if you join the VIP or lease the bot and then buy it. So if you plan on doing the VIP club or leasing the bot, you need to do that first, and then as soon as you do, your account will be set up to where you can immediately come back in and buy this, and it will discount at 20%. So that's how you save your money. Tonight, I said I'd give you 10% off tonight. If you want that coupon, then just go ahead and come up here to contact and send me your information, and then I'll tell you what I'll do. I will just make one right now. Let's see here. If I log in, that way you don't even have to contact me for it. I'll just give you a coupon. That's what I've done in the past. So if you're looking to, the coupon will only work on the indicators and such. It won't work on the SpyBot. There's no discount on that. And all right, thank you, David. Appreciate it. Let me know if I can help you. I know you're a busy person. I appreciate you attending. So if we go into coupon and send me an email, and I'll talk to you about it. I might do something for you. You're already a VIP member. I think you are. Pretty sure you are. So let's go ahead and make a coupon of, we'll call this Friday night 2022. Actually, let's do Friday 2, what is today, the 4th? Yeah, today's the 2422. So it's Friday 2422, and that's going to give you 10%. I'm going to put that in the message center here. There's your coupon code. And we're going to do a fixed, a percentage. We're going to do 10%. and that is going to allow you, let's see here, exclude. I should have had this ready for you guys, I'm sorry. So exclude that one right there, and I tell you what, I'll let it work for the VIP club. So if you want to join the VIP club tonight, then it will allow you to do that with a discount. This coupon is going to run through, I'll make it run through Sunday night. So the coupon is actually active on my website right now. So if you're looking to go ahead and do that, again, the coupon is Friday 2422, and I put that in your message. And it's actually right here too. Friday, no spaces, 2422. There's your discount code right there. So if you're watching this video later, as long as you're watching it by Sunday at midnight, then this will work. That's Sunday midnight on Eastern time. And again, sign up. Love to hear from you. Love to work with you. This whole day today, if you had traded those 4 bots, you would have been $11,330 to the good. And that's really good. That's just letting it run. You could have made a lot more money on this one if you just let it run. But, again, how much money do you really need? This is $5,000 right here, over. So once you get that money, that's a day. I know a lot of people that don't make that a month. And we did this in, what was it? We started at 222 and we were done less than 1 hour, made $5,000. Less than 1 hour. And this happens every day. This is not just Friday. This happens every single day. The bot, as long as you trade it according to my instruction, you can know when to turn this thing on and off, and then it will just start making money. Maybe your goal is a couple $1,000s a day. Maybe you don't want to trade the London session in the morning or the open or even the morning. Maybe you sleep in all morning and you just want to trade the afternoon. You can trade this bot. It's the only bot that I would use to trade this afternoon session. The other bots I would not do that with. It just doesn't work out good. You can trade the mover on this right here as well, but this super trend does the best for the afternoon session. And I provide the settings for it. So does anybody have any questions on anything I've covered tonight? So I talked about how the emotion is. This takes the emotion out. And as far as your stops and profit targets, the bot does that for you as well. There is no such thing as a certain tick stop or anything like that. Your stops vary. And your stops, I move my stops according to candle patterns. Like this right here, when this pulled up and then pulled down here and then shot up, my stop would be here, not there. And then once this went on up, pulled back to here, and then went up, my stop would be here, not there. And then once this went up, pulled back to here, my stop would be here and not down here. So I move my stop according to candle patterns and pullbacks and so forth. That's how I move my stops. And then when I get up into this range right here, we're pushing up into this zone. There's a good chance I might have put my stop right there and not even made this money right here. But as you can see, it just kept on pushing. So, once this pushed over that zone, maybe I brought my stop up to the top of it. So it really kind of depends on what's going on. The ranger and the mover is very key to your trading. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Any more questions? This is all free to y'all tonight. You better take advantage of it. I'm here with the microphone. Type in your question. I'll do my best to answer it if I've not covered it. Let me go back and look at, see. So one of the questions in the email that really started this was what setting for each futures market? Are they different? Yes, they are different. Because the U.S. market, you have to have bigger stops. Where like the Australia market, Hong Kong, you can have real tight stops. And I don't use a 6-point target. My targets are much higher. I go for more money. Can newbies take with this system? How long does it take to learn? That's two good questions. A newbie can start off with this because I supply you all the settings and so forth, and I also give you all the training. How long does it take to do it? If you're fluent with NinjaTrader, know how to use NinjaTrader, you could lease this tonight and be trading on Sunday evening. It's not that hard. If you're really good with NinjaTrader, know how to work it, and don't have to learn that, you can have this set up in a matter of a few hours and have it going. And it actually works pretty good. Where's the indicator updates located on your website? They're under the download section. So if you go in, let's see, let me get logged in here. It says it plain as day on there. When you have a indicator, so let me go in here. Let me see if I've got it on mine. Let's see here. Because you're talking about the Ranger. So let's go ahead and go in here. This is how easy this is, Kelly. So we've got the Ranger indicator here, and you go right here to download. You click on download, and right there it is. There's your download. It even tells you the last time I updated it, what I added to it, and my last updates. I keep track of all that. I don't delete those. So all you gotta do is just click on that. It downloads it. Then, when you do that, Kelly, you go back into here, go to your tools, go to remove Ninja Script Assembly. And when you go in here, you're going to delete your old one. So you're going to look for, I don't even think mine's on there. That's not, but it would say NinjaTrader, SpyBot Ranger 2.0. You would delete that one. So you would click on, say that, click remove. And then after you do that, you go back into the tools, import, and then add Ninja Script add-on. It's all in your course. Every bit of that's in that course. So if we go back in, let's see, we look here, right here, how to install an indicators right here. Tells you what to do. There's a video for you, so you can watch it. Another video. And then I give some settings I'm using and so forth on this one. Here's a good example of, like if you buy the Ranger indicator, all of this is in there. It tells you exactly how to use each part in the indicator. Different videos. Like here's the complete tutorial, which I need to update that this weekend because this is on the old Ranger and we've got a new one. But here's a lot of different videos to teach you how to use that Ranger indicator. Like here, steps for taking entry and profits and all that, where to go, how to use it, what we're looking for. The OR training, talking about just the open range, how it works. A lot of videos on there if you just watch this. All you have to do is open it up and then just take it one step at a time and go all the way down through there. But the download is always right there where it says download. You click on that and there's your indicator. Tells you when I did this, January 22nd. I'm going to have a new update on the Ranger indicator probably in about a week or two. I've got some things I want to change on it. It's going to make it even better. Any more questions? You're welcome, Kelly. Any more questions? Again, this webinar is free for you guys. Just trying to help you. Everybody struggles with entries. Everybody. And then when it is an entry, even with the bot, when it takes an entry, sometimes you think, well, that's not right, and then all of a sudden you made $1,000. It was right. But when you have one and it drops like this right off the super trend, that's a good indication that it's going to be good. When you have one like this one right here, when it actually makes a trade and then it just keeps going like this, when it's going sideways across the bottom, get out of that trade. That is the buyers pushing it up. That's what that is. This is a resistance line or support. When you have a support, get out of the trade. Even if you get out and lose a little bit and then it runs, don't worry about it. There's another trade. You'll make up for it later. It's emotion. You don't want to miss that trade. Don't be greedy. Just get out and make it on the next one. I mean, if we would have taken our loss right here, and maybe we lost $200, well, you made $400 right here. You know you're going to do it. It's just a matter of getting the next trade. This trade right here alone made you got 409. So actually, you would have made $1,900 on this trade right here, and you're squabbling about $200 loss. We all do it. None of us like to lose. We're all competitive. We all want that money. The worst thing about a trade is right here, you get out of it, and then all of a sudden it drops and you made $1,500. No one wants to lose that. Everybody wants that money. But this bot right here, in my opinion, the super trend, is probably the most consistent bot we have for making money. And you really don't have to move anything on this, but you're going to make a lot more money if you do. And it's really not about moving your profit targets. It's about managing your stop. You need to manage your stop. Like this one here. Why would you take profit here when you could have had profit down in here? Worst case is you got it right off the top of this candle here. You would have taken profit down here instead of there and picked up another $150, $200 right here. So, when this comes down, but when we're going over top of that mover down here, that tells you need to get out. Especially when this thing pulled down and then it pushed up to here and then pulled down. My stop would have been right here at the most. If anything, I probably would have, when this came down to here, I probably would have put it there because we're already closing above this mover. So my stop would probably be right there. So I would have made, on this one here, my stop would have been here. And right there's where it stopped out. There's another $165. Well, $165 as quick as this trades. If you take $100 on every trade, there's $500 in 5 trades. So this one is definitely probably the best money maker you'll have. And the settings are all free. All you have to do is just set it up on your system. You could lease the bot tonight, and you can get through all the videos you wanted tonight in order to get your first download and get your settings, and this weekend start playing with it on Playback. Do you all know how to play on Playback? So if you go up to your connections tab, and there's one called Playback. Let's see here. I don't want to show that. It's got my accounts on it. There's one called Playback Connection, and you click on that, and inside the SpyBot Lease, there is one that talks about Playback and how to download your settings and all that stuff, or your data and all that. So I go over every bit of that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. No more questions, so you guys have a great day. I appreciate you all showing up. If you have any questions or need to talk to me about SpyBot Lease, let me know. Just go to the contact, fill that out. Give me your phone number and what's the best time to call you and talk to you, and I will get with you and go from there. So I'd love to work with you and get you started on it and get you making money and get you out of the emotion and into the banking game. You guys have a great night, and I will see you later.